Hey fellow homebodies, welcome back to my channel, Catskill Mountain Homebody. My name's Amy. My husband and I own a farmhouse in the Catskill area of New York State. Welcome to the channel. Today is a big day because it is March. And in my house, March means spring decorating. So today, it's the weekend. I am going to be pulling out all of my Easter decorations from my holiday closet. I have a holiday closet in the basement. So I'm going to go in my holiday closet. I'm going to pull out all my Easter and spring decorations. And I am going to take down all my Valentine's Day decorations now that the month of February has ended. And we are going to spring up the house. So the only issue is that tonight is going to be a snowstorm. So that's not very spring-like. But guess what? Inside the house... Oh, look at Scouty. Look at what Scouty's doing. What is the problem? What do you need? What do you need? What is wrong? Your brother's being quiet. Look how quiet Chipper's being. You're not being quiet. You're being very loud. So even though it's going to be a winter storm outside tonight, I'm going to spring up my house. Inside my house is going to be spring. So in honor of spring, I put on a springy shirt. And I have some butterfly earrings that I got that are Betsy Johnson. I think I got them last year. So I got my butterfly earrings on and a cheerful top. And we are going to spring up the house. I think I'm going to have to walk Scout before I spring up my house. Be right back. I pulled my Valentine's Day boxes out that I have to fill up. Here's another one. So these are going to be full with all my Valentine's Day decorations. And I've pulled my Easter stuff. Well, not all of it. Alright, this is quite a lot of my Easter and spring decorations, including an Easter tree with ears. I will be going over all this stuff in the video of where I got it and how old it is. I have a lot, you'll see a lot of different bags of Easter things that I had in my holiday closet. This is not everything. I had to put a couple things over here. This is actually something I just purchased from Marshall's for $10. These are decorative Easter eggs that I'm going to put in one of my crystal bowls, which I thought was very, very pretty. Everything else that I have is not new. I have these little Easter bunnies, these little wooden Easter bunnies. This is an old ceramic looking Easter egg with an Easter bunny. A lot of my spring decor is Easter themed because we're Christians, so we do celebrate Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, you can still decorate your whole house for the spring season, which is exciting, you know, especially in the Northeast where we live in New York State. Spring is so exciting because we're so sick of winter, and winter is a long season, and it is so nice to put out all your spring flowers and decorations in anticipation of the warmer weather coming. Very excited about that, about getting ready for spring. All right, there are a couple things I haven't pulled yet, but one thing is a big Easter bunny. My parents used to have this big Easter bunny, and it's like a stuffed Easter bunny on a basket. And I like to put the Easter bunny on my fireplace. I don't want Chipper to see me pull the Easter bunny out because he will not be happy with it. So I'm going to kind of sneakily, maybe tonight or while he's taking his nap, I'm going to pull the Easter bunny out and put it on the hearth. And we'll see what happens when he notices it. I did that last year, and last year he was okay with it. He didn't bark at it at all. We'll see what he does with it this year. Never know how he's going to handle the big Easter bunny. So we will see how that goes, I guess. All right, before I start decorating, I do want to talk about my dinner. I decided to pull together a chicken with vegetable soup for dinner for Joe and I. And this is something that we're going to do in the crock pot. I did it this morning after I got dressed. I decided to whip together this soup. I can just show it to you real quick, although you're not going to be able to really see it on the video. However, all I did was defrost some chicken breasts. I chopped up fresh parsley, carrots, celery, and onion, 1 garlic clove, I did put a little bit of thyme, salt and pepper, and chicken broth. And that is going to cook all day. I set it for 8 hours. And it'll be ready by dinner time because I started it this morning. We can make some egg noodles on the side if we want. But tonight we're going to have chicken soup. So that dinner's done. And there'll be leftovers. Joe likes to have soup for lunch, so there'll be leftovers for Joe for tomorrow or the rest of the weekend. Again, we're supposed to get a storm tonight. It's not going to be a good storm. It's going to be wind and rain and ice and snow. It's no better night for soup for dinner. So that's why we're going to have nice, warm, cozy soup for dinner. You can whip up a soup in your crock pot. I love the crock pot because it makes your house smell delicious all day, so that you can't really beat the crock pot. And I love how it makes the house smell delicious. So that's what we're going to be doing for dinner tonight, so I can focus just on the spring decorating today, because it's going to take me probably 2 hours. Because I got to clean while I'm putting up the decorations and taking down all the Valentine's Day decorations. So this is going to be quite a day of work in terms of like decorating, but it's my favorite. I love decorating. So come along with me and let's de-Valentine's Day the house and put up all of the spring, and in my case, some of the Easter decorations. And I'll tell you where I got some of these Easter decorations, because some of them are vintage. Yes, some of them are vintage. Actually, a lot of the stuff's vintage because I bought it 20 years ago. But some of the stuff's actually I got from my mother, and it's really vintage. So let me show you where I got some of my Easter decorations. Let's do a little Easter and spring show and tell. Where should I start? You know what I'm going to start with? I'm going to start with this bank, because this bank is the reason why I have a lot of Peter Rabbit decorations. All right, can you guys see this Peter Rabbit bank? This is an adorable bank, and this is by a company called Frederick Wayne. So this is going to go back to the year 2000. Early 2000, Joe and I found out we were expecting a baby, which was Julius. And my father, we told our parents kind of quick. We didn't wait 3 months, so we told them in about 2 months. And my father used to travel a lot for work, and he used to go to Europe a lot. And he was in England. And he was so excited that he was going to be a grandfather for the first time. And he came back with some gifts for Joe and I. And one of the things he gave us was this bank. So this was he actually bought it in England. I don't know where in England he bought it. And we didn't know if we were having a boy or girl, but he bought a little and this is a Peter Rabbit bank based on the book Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. So I loved this bank. I thought it was so adorable. And at our 6-week ultrasound, Joe and I found out we were having a boy. So this bank is the reason why I decided to make the nursery a Peter Rabbit themed nursery. And I bought a lot of Peter Rabbit decorations for his nursery, all of which I have kept and I put out for Easter. So all of his nursery decorations are now repurposed as my Easter and spring decorations. It all began with this bank. So I put this bank out usually on my kitchen windowsill every Easter, and he stays out until the Easter season ends. And I love him. You might see some Peter Rabbit themed decorations now. All right, so that's the first thing. I'm gonna start going through some of these decorations, and I'm gonna set them aside. I thought I would show you a few things that I got many years ago. There was a store called Cost Plus World Market. I think it's now just called World Market Store. And we live near a Cost Plus store in California. And I used to like to go in there, but if you are not familiar with it, it is a retail store that has a lot of imported goods from all over the world. They often have a lot of holiday themed decorations, and they also have food and furniture and all kinds of eclectic things. And I used to love to go in Cost Plus. It was one of my favorite stores. I don't know who makes these, but I bought this little wooden Easter bunny. I don't even know what it is, a border. And I usually put this up in my dining room, but it's really cute. So I have that. These are, by the way, all this Cost Plus stuff is over 20 years old because I haven't lived near a Cost Plus in 20 years. I know that you can buy these antiques or really vintage. These are Easter eggs made of pressed paper. These are not that old. These are made, they said made in Germany. But if you get really old ones, they'll say made in West Germany. So those are from before the early 90s. I bought these about 25 years ago in Cost Plus, and they all open and they have little different designs for Easter. This one has a little lovebird giving his girlfriend a love note. So these are from Cost Plus. I bought this little, it's a basket, but it's shaped like a bird's nest. I bought that. I don't remember where I bought it. I might have bought it at Cost Plus. And I always keep my eggs in here, and I usually put these out on a coffee table. So that's adorable. So that's from Cost Plus. This is also from Cost Plus. I have a tag. It says World Market. And I love this little frog. It's actually made in China. This is a little frog stuffed animal wearing a bunny tail and bunny ears. And this has a cute history. When my son had his first Easter, when he was not a year old, because he was born in October, he was maybe 7 months old. This was in his Easter basket. Of course, that was more for me and Joe than for Julius. And I always said, what kid wouldn't want a frog dressed like an Easter bunny? I actually would not let him play with it because I was afraid these eyes would pop off and be a choking hazard. This is really not a toy for a 1-year-old. I used it for decoration. So really this was a gift for me, not a gift for him at all. He got baby gifts. I did buy him other baby toys, but this was really for me. So he is adorable, and I have put him out for Easter ever since 2000 when he was born. So that's my Easter frog, also from Cost Plus. I think that's all the Easter stuff I have from Cost Plus were those 3 things. But I do have more Peter Rabbit things. All right, a couple other quick things I want to show you. I got this from like Home Goods. It's a little plate. I usually put this in my living room, and it says Hunt, and there's a little Easter basket, so that's adorable. I do have a banner for my fireplace with little bunnies. I ordered on Amazon at some point. This is a little pressed clay bowl that my son made for me when he was a little boy at school, and he painted it different shades of green. And I always put this out every spring in my kitchen. Sometimes I put my ring in it, but it's nice. It just reminds me of something that my son made for me. This is a little Ty Beanie Baby bunny that my mother bought for my son when he was a baby. And it says 2000 on it because he was born in 2000. So I always put that out every Easter. This is just a mug that I put out every Easter. It's a really big mug actually, but we don't really drink coffee out of it. I just use it as decoration. I usually stick it up in the kitchen somewhere. And it has a little bunny on it. It's not fancy. It's made by Prairie Rabbit. Designed by, I don't even know what this says, Max Cara, something Cara. When my son was a little boy, we got all kinds of cute little toys that really were not baby safe, but I used as decoration in his nursery. So this is a little handcrafted bunny that my mother bought that I put out every Easter. And I have these little, this little handcrafted also little cat is cute for Easter in the spring. So I'm gonna put these out. He has toys. This is a little bunny toy he had when he was little, and if you pull the tail, it shakes. It's so cute. I usually just stick this out somewhere for Easter. This little bunny, adorable. So this little bunny is adorable. I put him out. Again, these are all little toys my son got or I had for the nursery that were given to us that I kept. This is a little Ty, another Ty Beanie Baby, a little bear, little blue bear, perfect color for spring. So I put this one out. So all these little stuffed animals from his nursery, I put out every spring. Someone gifted him this lamb. I honestly don't know who makes this lamb. It's made in China. This is also from 2000. Someone gifted him this little lamb. It's adorable. So I put these little guys out every Easter in different places in my house. When I first moved away from home and I had my first apartment, my mother bought me this little handcrafted bunny. And I love how the ears are tied in a knot on its head. It's so cute. And it literally is handcrafted. The face is drawn on. And it's a beanbag. And I have put this out every spring. Every single spring since the early 90s. Oh, the mid 90s actually. So that, again, a handcrafted little, it's actually signed. It's signed MW. So MW, what a cute little bunny you made. Okay, back to the Peter Rabbit theme. When I announced that we were doing a Peter Rabbit themed nursery, we got a lot of Peter Rabbit gifts. My mother found this handcrafted Peter Rabbit ornament from a craft store. It's actually signed. It's actually signed and numbered. So I don't know who made it. It's so cute though. And I actually keep this little one out all year in my guest room upstairs, but I do take it down and bring it to the dining room for Easter. So he's gonna be out for Easter. Keeping up with my Peter Rabbit theme, I found these little Peter Rabbit ceramic frames in the 2000s. And after my son was born, I put a couple baby pictures in there. I put these out every Easter. These are identical frames, and they're both of my son when he was a baby. And they're little Peter Rabbit. See the little Peter Rabbit? And his mommy and his siblings. My mother used to do ceramics, and this is a cabbage bowl that she made, which I love to put out for March, but it's also perfect for spring. And she made this in 1992. This was actually hers. I took it when they downsized. I think it's really, really pretty for spring, and I'll show you where I put that later. All right, when I lived out west, I found this little egg that has been turned into a little Easter ornament. And this is a little pig one, which I thought was cute. And again, I bought this over 20 years ago, and I put her out every spring. So that's my little pig Easter egg. When my parents downsized, my mom had a lot of Easter decorations that she hadn't put up in maybe over 10 years that I ended up taking. So she had a lot of stuffed animals from the 1980s and 90s. So this is a little Easter bunny, and this is from the company called Applause. Still has the tags on it. It's called The Touch of Spring by Applause. I don't know, the fading, it's so faded. I'm sure it's from the 80s or 90s. And this little guy, this little girl has her Easter basket and her Easter bonnet on. And then we have this little Easter bunny with her big floppy hat. Now this one still has the tag. It's called Boyd's Bears. And I don't know what year this is from, but I'm guessing the 80s. So cute. Look at that little hat. It's so adorable. And the last but not least is this little bunny from Winnie the Pooh. And this is a Gund bunny. Again, my mom had all of these from the 80s and 90s. So I put these guys out. Now, I have two puppies who like stuffed toys and destroy them. So in my house, I have to be careful where I stick some of these little guys. They have to be up high because Chipper will eat him. Look at this, look at him. See what I'm talking about? No, you don't eat him. Chipper, that's my decorations. You have a toy right there, see? You don't eat my decorations. All right, you see what I'm talking about? Guess what? These have to go up high. So I'm gonna be very careful where I put these, and I do every year have to make sure they're not gonna be anywhere where the puppies can get them. This was actually my mom's box. She wrote Easter ornaments on it. This is some vintage stuff. All right, some of this is vintage, some of this is from Julius's nursery. These are two, again, decorations or gifts that we got for Julius's nursery that I put out every Easter. This is a little Easter bunny ornament, but this ornament can also stand. And then this little lamb, so cute. Okay, so that's cute. I do have some vintage things in here that I like to put out. I love vintage stuff. This was my mom's stuff. So she has this little chick and this little bunny with a tie on. And these are actually both ornaments, but I stick them on my windowsill every Easter. My mother, I think, stuck this one to a cardboard piece of paper because I don't think it would stand, and she liked to stand them up. So we have those two vintage, and they are made of paper. So we have those two vintage decorations. And then we have these pom-pom people. These are from the 70s. So these are decorations from when I was little. So there's an Easter bunny with a bow tie. And again, they're literally made of these pom-poms. And a little duck. Aren't these so 70s looking? So I put these out with the other ones on a windowsill every Easter. They're so cute. But these are literally from when I was a little kid. We have those. The last thing is something I made when I was a little kid. We used to do these window glass, I guess they're light catchers. And this is an Easter Bunny one that my mom had saved. So I'm gonna be putting this out also for Easter. All right, so those are some more vintage things. My mother also had these two wooden Easter guys. I don't know what year they're from. They're probably from the 80s. They look kind of 80s to me. There is an Easter girl and an Easter boy, and they have their duck and their fresh vegetables and their bird. This is just a little Easter coaster. I don't know where I got it. I don't know how old it is. It's not that old, I don't think. We were in a store once and Joe saw these carrots. He brought them to me actually and said, this would be so great for Easter decoration. I think you would like them. And I was like, you know what? I think I do want to get them. And ever since then I put them out in my living room. So Joe had a good eye, and they actually look really cute on my living room table. So this was thanks to Joe. I do have an Easter table runner that I'm gonna put out on the kitchen table, and it has Easter bunnies, little Easter bunnies and Easter eggs and flowers. So I'll show you that when I put that out. Last year I wanted to get a spring Snoopy ornament. So I got this little spring Snoopy Jim Shore statue last year. I just thought it was so cute and I couldn't help myself. So I keep this out all spring. Little Snoopy in honor of Scout, who is a beagle. About 10 years ago, I bought this bunny. It's pretty big. She has a carrot. I put her in the TV room. So far, the dogs have not ruined her. We will see how long that lasts. But the one key thing is that I do keep the door to the TV room closed during the day. I don't really like the dogs in there unless I'm there. And that has preserved her. I don't even remember where I got her from. I have no idea. But I think she's about 10 years old. Last year, I wanted to get some ornaments to hang from, I have 2 rustic chandeliers in the hallway that I usually hang ornaments from at different holidays. I wanted to get different kinds of Easter eggs to hang from them, and I did that last year. I'll be hanging these up again this year. They come in a variety of different colors and patterns. I also ordered these little rustic stuffed bunny shapes and carrots, and I stick these in a bowl on my kitchen table. It looks adorable. I did it last year. It'll be cute this year too. They come in also different patterns. Here's a little purple bunny, a little yellow one. This is a little glass ornament of a rabbit that I have. These are some bunnies that my mother had that I took when they downsized. I don't know how old they are. They're not marked. These are ceramic bunnies. These are vintage. I don't know who made them. This one has like glue stuck on the side. I don't know. Then I have these 2 cute little ceramic bunnies. I had to get the Disney Happy Easter sign, which I bought from Marshall's. It still has the Marshall's tag on it. This was from last year. I paid $8 for it. Probably overpaid for it, but I just thought it was cute. A few years back, I found these at Walmart, and they're little plant stakes with bunnies. My uncle had this glass dish shaped like a bunny. I don't know where he got it. Maybe it was a gift. I put jelly beans in this. I put it on my dining room table, and I fill it with jelly beans, which Joe and Julius promptly eat them all. So I will have this out on my dining room table. I don't actually have jelly beans today, so you're not going to see it filled with jelly beans yet, but eventually we'll have jelly beans on it. I ordered this printed Easter bunny pillow from Amazon. I think I got that last year. That'll go in the living room. I got this Welcome Peeps mat. It's a really cheap rubber mat that I'm actually going to put in the downstairs bathroom, the half bath down here. Okay, don't laugh at me. I ordered an Easter tree with bunny ears. This is brand new. I've never used it before. I thought it was adorable. It is a real Christmas tree. It does light up. I'll show you it lit later. It takes 2 AA batteries, and it already has these little Easter eggs on them. And I'm gonna put some of my Easter ornaments on it also. So I needed a tree skirt for it, and I found an Easter tree skirt, and even though this tree skirt's gigantic, I am still gonna use it. Let me show you what it looks like on it. Okay, so has a little Easter bunny, flowers, Easter eggs. I know this is a big tree skirt. I'm gonna have to just kind of like bunch it up a little bit. But I really thought the tree looked better with a tree skirt than with nothing. I don't really like how the bottom looks. All right, so I have just taken you through a lot of my spring decorations and Easter decorations. Now we're gonna pull down all the Valentine's Day stuff. I'm actually gonna move everything off this is our dog crate, but we have a lid on it. So I'm gonna take everything off the crate, and I'm gonna fill it with all my Valentine's Day decorations that I will then pack away. Perfect timing because the puppies are taking their nap. They just started their nap. And this is a good time for me to run around the house and pull down all the Valentine's Day decorations. So let's start taking down the decorations for Valentine's Day, and then we can get the house ready for spring, just in time for a winter storm. Let's get to work. I have a lot of stuff. I'm realizing that now. I have successfully filled that table with all of my winter / Valentine's Day decorations. Ooh, okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack up all of that winter stuff in my couple boxes that I have and put that stuff away before I start putting out all of my spring decorations. That's my plan, especially while the dogs are taking their naps. So let's pack up Valentine's Day stuff. All right, I got most of my winter and Valentine's Day stuff packed up. I have to put this stuff away. Some of the things I'm going to be putting in other parts of the house. I did take batteries out of everything. My Valentine's Day tree and my light up heart, I had to take the batteries out. All right, so I'm going to start packing up this stuff, putting it away where it belongs, and then we'll start. I forgot to show you this little wooden bunny that I got. This bunny's gonna go in the dining room. Let me show you where. Adorable. All right, the dogs are taking their nap, so I pulled out my big bunny, and we'll see what Chipper says about her. There she is. Again, my mother had this for years, and I took it when they downsized. I also put out blue and white candles for my little candelabra. And now I have to put my Easter bunnies on my mantle. Let's do that next. Okay, we did get some snow last week. It's already melting. Today was 40 degrees outside. So, and yesterday was over 40. So the snow has been melting. I don't know what we're going to get tonight. I don't know if it's going to be freezing rain or snow, but I know it's going to be a big storm. So as I've been getting my house ready for spring, the winter has been approaching quickly outside. Maybe if I make my house springy and Eastery inside, it'll bring the warm weather from the south up to the north. Most of my Valentine's Day stuff is packed away. I did pack up. These are cinnamon scented pine cones that I got at Christmas time. They still smell. I had them on the kitchen table. I'm going to put them away till next year because I wanted to put my bunnies and my Easter stuff in my baskets and my Easter eggs. So as you saw, I have, let's go in the living room. Ready for spring. I forgot to mention this little basket. These little eggs are vintage Easter eggs that my mother had. I don't know what they're made of, ceramic, I guess. And then my brother and his wife, Gina, gave my parents this basket. I don't remember who makes it. For Easter one year. And again, when my parents downsized, they couldn't bring all their decorative stuff, so I ended up taking it. I think it looks really nice with the swan paperweight that I got at Goodwill a few weeks ago. And these are 2 glass bowls that I got at, this was from an antique store, and this was from also Goodwill in Jersey. So it looks kind of cute there. I have my Easter tree up over here. I think that looks adorable. I mean, what's cuter than an Easter tree with Easter bunny ears on it? And I have all my little guys hanging out around the tree. Notice I put all my stuffy things high up so my dogs can't ruin them. So all of my stuffed animals are pretty high up. I don't trust my puppy. I bought this blue, remember, you know, my living room has a lot of blue accents, especially with the blue molding around the windows. So I like to do a lot of blue accents in here. So I have my blue blanket, but I also have an Easter pillow and a pink flower pillow. I decided to put my carrots here with 2 little bunnies and my Easter egg hunt plate that I got. There is my large Easter bunny. We'll see what Chipper says when he gets up. I have my bunny theme on the mantle, and I went with blue and white candles over here. So I think it looks fairly lovely for Easter. I usually hang my Peter Rabbit ornament on my hutch, my china hutch with my rabbit, my rustic rabbit. And I usually put this little pig here too. I think that looks nice. You know, overall, I think the dining room looks lovely. I keep it simple. Little simple decorations. I think these different colored Easter eggs look pretty in that bowl with my bunny-shaped dish that I'm going to fill with jelly beans. And I just have simple pink candles out. I don't go crazy in the dining room, but I think that looks kind of cute. From these little chandeliers, I always hang different Easter eggs. So I have those hung. And then this is the hall tree. So again, I keep all my stuffed animals high away from the dogs. And I have my Mickey Mouse Easter sign here. A few of those decorations that were given to me when Julius was a baby. So I think the hall tree's looking pretty spring-like. I don't know if you can see, but I got this hot air balloon windsock, and I put that up instead of my snowman. I don't have a lot in my TV room. I always put this little doll on my chair. I did put my little Germany eggs as the centerpiece on the table. That's about it for this room. I don't really decorate this room too much for Easter. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this Let's Decorate for Spring video. I hope that you're decorating your home for spring very soon. And I really hope the spring weather is coming to where you are. If you live on the other side of the world, you're getting ready for your winter. You're getting ready for your autumn. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and happy spring.